If the potential for success is wired into everybody's DNA, what makes the difference? Why do some people hit so many home runs while others never get to even get off the bench or strike out at best? What's the difference? Why is it so? I got a clue when I heard the hitman David Foster in one of his interviews. If you have not heard of David Foster, you certainly have heard of his work. He won the most Grammys than any other music producer in history behind Quincy Jones. 16 to be precise, if you're wondering. He discovered such artists like Celine Dion, Michael Bublé, Jacques Robin, and many other greats. Along the way, he has created extraordinary hit list of successful songs and a career that now spans decades. At this interview, he was about to celebrate his 60th birthday, still working 7 days a week, putting in far more than the 40 hours so many people stop at. And the interviewer, when asked this question, I was taken aback by that. Most people work in achieving a fraction of what David had already achieved. Why not take a break? Why not? Why keep working when you have got all the money, you have got all the success, all the fame, and all the glory one could ever want and imagine of? So, when asked why to spend hours working for something that he already has, he looked at the interviewer for a moment as if trying to find the correct words to get through to him, to explain an obvious concept that was clearly being lost upon the interviewer. He said, on a Saturday morning, when it's quiet, there is no place I'd rather be on the planet, no exotic beach, no long chair, no golf course, than right here in my studio making great art. That's not working, that's living. You see, what drives David to continue to work and to create? Is it money at all? No, it's not fame. It is love. He absolutely loves his work. And it's not the DNA, not genius, not some mysterious any gift that makes him the very best at what he does. That love drives the time. The time creates the results. That's how it is. If you rather be anywhere than doing your great work on a Saturday morning, he says, then you are probably doing the wrong thing or looking at it the wrong way. David's dedication to his work and the level of mastery that he has achieved is a perfect example of the 10,000 hour rule. You know that mastery is something that is that gets developed through about 10,000 hours of deliberate focused practice. Becoming world class, it isn't dependent upon your genes, it's dependent upon how much time we consistently dedicate ourselves to getting better. Now that might sound simple, isn't it? But if you ever try to dedicate 10,000 hours of deliberate practice to anything, for most people, that's at least a decade's work of glass eating, staring into the abyss, bone crushing hard work, I would say. How do they do it? It's so tempting to think that these uber achievers like David Foster are just gifted, lucky, natural geniuses. Don't believe that. That's not the case. I have been studying and learning from global achievers for almost a decade and more now. And I'm happy to report that they all seem have the same basic DNA you and I have. What consistently differentiates them is that their core love and passion for what they do is so intense. Some would call it as an obsession, that just as in David Foster's case. Their intensity of the pursuit leads to their spectacular results. But what if you haven't found that obsession yet? You question. So here is what I invite you to do: look for it, look for the obsession. What were you really meant to do? What your innate intelligence are, what your unique strengths are, and those things that flip the switch of your passion on for you.